Okay, my beautiful people, we are here finally, and I finally got my brother,
Mm.
a geezer, the man with the Zidane chat. Aaron talks Arsenal in the house. How you doing, my guy?
Well, listen, man, I'm buzzing. It's Monday
Hey,
morning. I've somersaulted out of bed, happy, not hungover, and ready to talk about football with
ready?
you, my friend. Thank you
Yeah,
very much
man.
for having
I've
me
been
on.
looking forward to this, man. And let me just apologize to everyone, or slightly late. We've been having some technical issues. As you can see, I haven't got the under the lens background, so all I can do is apologize. But the show must go on. Big up, man, like Shane Guna getting in there very early. Hit the like and subscribe on entry. Big up, everyone. We've had to rotate the link a few times, so if you could share it out, let's let everyone know that we've got a guest on today, and let's have a good show. But my guy, Aaron talks Arsenal. This is your under the lens. I usually start by asking, my guest about their first exposure to the club, memories, maybe some good and bad, kind of like how you got into the team. That's how I usually like to start things off, man. So, away you go, my friend.
Yeah. So what? So how I got into Arsenal? Yeah, man. It's there was this fella called Ashley. And he was with my old dear at the time, and he was a good geezer as well, by the way, like a proper good geezer. And it was 1995, and I remember him coming in. I've got the shirt in the box. I probably should have got it out. But do you remember the 1991 Arsenal home shirt? It's not his exact one, but it is the
Right.
original version of it. I remember him coming out once. Arsenal must have been playing that day. I was only about six or something that time, 6 or 7. And then I've just seen this red shirt just drowned in him. He was a bit of a skinny geezer. And I
Right.
was like, wow, man. I was like, what is this? Because, like prior to him, my family weren't really a football family.
Right. Okay.
So, so do you know what I mean? I've just seen this red shirt, do you know what I mean? With the white sleeves and the Adidas stripes and the JVC pinned on the front. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? I don't know what it is, but I bloody like it, man. What is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I'd obviously confronted him and said, like, what is this? And he was like, it's the Arsenal, mate. And I was like, what's the Arsenal, mate? And he was like, I'll show you what the Arsenal is, mate. So I remember sat on his lap watching a game. And do you know what? It annoys me still to this day because I don't know what match it was.
Right.
I really don't. It's Arsenal, obviously, versus someone in '96. Um, but bruv, done, hooked, finished.
Mm,
That was me.
mm,
I remember sat on his lap, and it was a part of watching him be emotional as well, watching the
right.
game. Do you know
Right.
what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
was like he's watching this, and then he's portraying it with shouting, and we all watch football games.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I was just like, wow, I love a bit of this, man. Like, because I mean, I weren't exactly the calmest, quietest kid growing up, as I'm sure you won't be too shocked to
Nah,
hear that.
not at all.
So I was just like, man, I want to be a part of this, man.
Mm.
And and I remember what he'd done as well. And he was like, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. And then in the next morning, he was like, here, and he gave me the shirt.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, didn't have it. That bruv, I was so besotted with Arsenal then already at that time, and this shirt. I used to go to bed in it every single night. Like it was mine, that was it. And then you'd wake up and then all of a sudden, like sometimes there'd be books that he'd buy me. There was no internet, by the way. Yeah, there's no internet.
No
So do
internet.
you
No.
know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? You're not going
Yeah.
online and seeing what's what.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah, I'd come in and I'd just had a couple of little books there and just had pictures on it of Palmer when we won in '94,
Right.
the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah.
And then he bought me an '89 book. Only very like not obviously young, but I was 6 or 7. Like I said, they're not novels for crying out loud, but they were just like easy to read books.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I had started going through all of them and things like that, and then that's just when it just spirals out of control, bruv. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? Like
mm,
it caught me. Like
mm.
from that moment, man. Like I think 1995 and then the 96, that was me finished.
Done,
I was a junkie from that point on, mate. Do you know what I mean? Hooked,
done.
still have been, and you know never will. And even then, I remember sat on his lap for an infamous 1998 Cup win. And then that was my first real taste of victory for Arsenal when we beat Newcastle 2-0. And by that point, I'd been watching Arsenal for a year. So,
Right.
like, we were, instead of really just sitting on his lap, we were both almost stood up then. I started sitting on his lap watching the game. And then by that point, yeah, we were both sort of stood up, you know what I mean? Shouting at the telly, fucking all of that sort. And
Oh, wicked.
because my old dear one there, he used to let me swear, do you know what I mean? So,
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'll be going, come on over, Mars.
Yeah,
You
yeah, they fuck
know
oh, do
what
you
I mean?
remember
Yeah, I loved it,
Jesus
man.
Christ, man. Oh, man.
Yeah,
And no, but that's wicked to hear because for me, it's like, you know, it was, yeah, you kind of got into it the right way, looking at your kind of elder, do you know what I mean? And getting into the emotion of it and everything that, you know, that he brought to it. And you're kind of someone that you look up to. So, no, I totally appreciate it, man. And I'm pretty sure you're a season ticket holder as well.
I am.
You are? How long have you held that, my friend?
6, 7. When was the date? My first season ticket was the Bayern Munich 10-2.
Oh, fucking no. What a
Yeah,
baptism. What a baptism.
yeah. Do you know what though? I will say about that. Whilst whilst that was a horrendous season, we won the FA Cup that year.
What?
So that was also my first ever Wembley final.
Right. And
I,
just to
yeah,
segue
yeah.
quickly, my man. How do you feel about the FA Cup? Because for me, that's our cup.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's what it's all about. Again, sort of going back to Ash and things like that. Big up to him as well. I won't say his
Mm.
second name, but you know, he's still a top gooner, like not that type of top gooner, though. You know what I mean? Yeah, as an actual one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, he showed me the importance of it because we'd have it on the telly, even if Arsenal were playing or not.
Mm.
Like we'd have it on the telly. He was like, "It's the FA Cup, mate," and
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Oh, all right then, yeah." So I just bought into that. So do you know what I
Brilliant.
mean? I've always watched the FA Cup.
Yeah.
It's insulting in a way that like the actual top gooners will use it um as a form of you know bashing of the competition because oh yeah you know we got bigger fish to fry, we've heard the terminologies, we've you know we've heard they're not majors, but then it's always funny when they come back to Mikel Arteta and they say well he won the FA Cup in so and so, so you'll smash it when it's convenient to your argument, you'll absolutely destroy the cup, but when it's
Right.
convenient to your argument it's the only trophy that Mikel Arteta's won. I just
Hey.
eating from both sides of an do you know what I mean? Both sides of your face. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every year, want us to win everything every year.
Mhm.
I know that's not achievable, but this year the FA Cup was.
Oh,
I'm sorry, it just was. We
yeah.
played a poor Manchester United side, and they'd done us in the flipping first round again. Like it's just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. And do you know what as well, bruv? Like we would have had a quite tasty little run. You know what I
Mm.
mean? We'd have probably been in the final. We'd have probably if we was in the quarterfinal set stages, semi-final stages, final stages, we'd have probably won it, man. Maybe we'd have faced Manchester City, you know, in the final. What so? This
Yeah.
Manchester City ain't exactly to be feared. I mean, they've got fantastic teams still with fantastic individuals, and if they turn up on the day, they can beat anyone they want.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd still be putting a bit of money on Arsenal over City this season. You know what I mean? Not massively, you know, but we've still been at least a little bit bloody better.
Yeah.
We've just give it up. We've give it
100%.
up, views. Chat know it. I
Yeah.
know it. We've gave that cup competition up.
Mhm.
Why does it not? Why does it get the slating that it deserves? It's the oldest cup competition in history ever across
Yeah.
the entire planet.
Yeah.
How is that not a prestigious trophy?
Maybe
I
it's
take
the flipping, you know, social media. I don't know what it is, man, but that's always been a firm fixture in my life. It's our cup. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you
yeah,
never take the piss out of the FA Cup. Even the Carabao, I would have been over the moon with that this year. I know that's not for everyone,
yeah.
but for me, you know, we would have done something. You know, we would have left with something. So no, totally go on, mate. So
Yeah, no, it's facts, bruv. It's facts, mate. Like, I'll tell you what, when I was in 2017 at Wembley, celebrating at the end of it. It felt like a major to me.
Do you know what I mean? It felt like a major, you know, you're having a day out, your parade, everyone's together, the vibes, like there's nothing like winning. And I think because we haven't done it on a consistent basis for so long, these frauds, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They don't know nothing about that. But we will get into all of that. I'll kind of try and stay on track with these things just for now, and then we can kind of get into general chat. So what I want to hear from you, my bro, is
Yeah, man.
obviously where the club's at currently. You know what I mean? What you believe that the goal should be for the club? Because I ask this about everyone that comes on about their specific club. So just from your view, Aaron talks Arsenal. Where's Arsenal at? What should be the goals, especially in your eyes? You know, and you know, what should we be doing moving forward?
Club's a mess. It's a mess. What club isn't a mess? The one that's supposedly supposed to be one of the biggest clubs in Europe.
Yeah.
Supposed to be the third best team in England,
Mm.
and we haven't even got out the fourth round in 5 years. We've humiliated ourselves in the Carabao Cup. All right, which we are having a good campaign in Europe this season.
Well,
This
yeah.
season, we
Yeah.
don't know where it's going to end. By the way, I hope to hell that it ends in victory, because I will be in Germany and I will be celebrating it in Berlin, Munich, wherever it is. Sorry,
Munich.
I
Yeah.
will be. I will be there. That's
Yeah.
fact. So of course
Yeah.
I hope that does. But we've
Yeah.
got to get there first, and we'll get back into that in a little bit. The
Mhm.
point I'm trying to make is, still, even European pedigree wise, we either didn't qualify for it 1 year, humiliated by Olympiacos, humiliated by Villarreal against our old manager, by the way, double humiliation.
Yeah.
Porto, we were pathetic but got through. Then we played the worst Bayern Munich team possibly I've ever seen in my life, and then lost, humiliated 1-0. And the only reason I say humiliated in Munich 1-0 is because, I mean, we might as well have not turned up.
Mm.
It was just a pathetic performance from a team that don't know how to get over the line. It's a shame.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
look, but there you go. Look, what we do, we won the league in 21 years. That's not his fault, but it's a quarter of his fault. It is a quarter of his fault, because in 21 years, he's been in the team for 5.5 years. So it
Exactly.
has to be at least minimum 25% of his fault.
Mhm.
Like, it's a mess. How can
Mhm.
Arsenal go all of this time without a tangible trophy? Of course, I want the Champions League. Of course, I want the Premier League. I want to go to Wembley, bro. I want to go to Wembley, because I went there in 17. I got the
Yeah.
bug for it, and I bloody loved it. That's where I want to go. That's
Yep.
where I expect Arsenal to be.
Mhm.
And why is that such a harsh thing to say? I know it's not going to be every year, but it should have been at least once or twice in the last 5. I mean,
Oh,
that's just it. Like, I'm not open to listening to debates about that.
yeah.
Arsenal Football Club should have won at least one league and at least one cup competition. At least. Do you know as well? I'm only asking for 2 wins. And I'm only asking for 2. If Arsenal don't win the Premier League, which they can't now, of course, actually, yeah. And if Arsenal don't win the Champions League, is what I should have said, that will be 19 consecutive failures for this football club. 19 consecutive failures in competitions that Mikel Arteta has entered since winning the FA Cup that we have not managed to win. I'm only asking for 2. We was 8 points ahead of one of them with
Yeah.
8 games to go, by the
Yeah.
way. I'm only asking as for one of the other ones. Maybe a cheeky little Europa League. Oh, now, but he just gets absolutely taken the piss out of by Unai Emery.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't
Like,
even do that. Yeah.
all right, well, here you go. You've it's your first season there, so you've got yourself a little qualified bit. How are you going to do? Oh, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Just going to fuck it up against Olympiacos.
We're just gonna
Like,
piss
these
them off the
aren't
wall.
Premier teams. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could sort of half understand some argument. Do you remember when Arsene Wenger, we absolutely demolished Atletico Madrid. We demolished them, but we didn't go through. I'd
Yeah.
at least have sort of. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's annoying, but we did at least get beaten by Atletico Madrid, who dropped down from the Champions League and won it that year. I'd
Yeah.
at least sort of somewhat ish accept that. It's fucking Olympiacos.
Yeah.
It's a Villarreal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or in Lisbon. I mean,
Come
stop
on.
it, innit? Stop it. Like,
Yeah.
how is that? How is that being like a thing for me to say, oh, I think we should have won one league and one cup competition in the 19 he's failed in? I don't think that's asking for a lot. Of
It's
course,
not.
I actually want more, but when we're talking about on a minimum level, I think we should have at least done that. That's basement minimum. Big up,
Mhm.
brother. Yeah, I did see. I was just on this. I'll message you after this, my friend. Big up the volcano. But do you see what I mean? Like I think, even though I probably still would, depending on when he won them, if he won the league last year and won the Carling Cup this year, won that, I'll go, do you know what? Maybe we'll give him another year, because I've always sort of thought if he wins something the previous year, similar-ish to what Lee's sort of like, I think, do you know what? If he wins something, win me something again next season. Like, I can get with that. I wouldn't be upset if I went against my own argument. If a better manager became available and then he was, I'd be like, well, yeah, go get him then. But I'd also appreciate that, you know, I'd have to stay. But he ain't done any of that in 5 years.
5 years, none of it. Yeah.
Like what we
Amazing.
do you know what as well? This is where everyone's like, oh, yes, progression. The league is not progression, even if we finish second, because on their metrics, they're like, oh, yeah, but we finished second with 2 points behind, 5 points, sorry. Then we finished second with 2 points behind. Oh, okay, but what about if we finished second 15 points behind?
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. Hook, line, and sinker. Yeah.
That's why we are with 4 games left.
Yeah.
We're going out in the 3rd round of the FA Cups. And we got taken the piss out of in the Carabao Cup. How is this progression?
No, it's not.
How
It's
is
not.
it
We got dog walked, bro. And I was saying that was the biggest game of the season. Just win me that Carabao Cup, because Aaron, my bro, it was Man United fans who beat a pissed up Man City in the FA Cup last year. They, you know, and then we had Liverpool fans who won the Carabao last year, right? They were beating me over the head with it, even though we finished second. So I'm like, well, fuck your second, because it don't matter when I'm getting beaten over the head with trophies, does it? But no, absolutely spot on, eloquent as always, my bro. We'll move on to my next little question I've got for you, which I ask everyone, and then we'll get into general chat. I will get to the chat, people. You lot are being great. Since you've realized that we're on, keep it coming. We will get to it, but I've got my guest and we're here to hear from him. So if you had a magic wand, then, you know, Dynamo, Aaron talks Arsenal. Give me 3 main things you change at this shit show of a club, my guy.
The owner, the manager, and the captain.
Bish bash bosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any context in that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The owner's absolute shit. And then that's going to be copy and paste for the other 2, by the way. But with the owners, I mean, you sit there and you think, all right, yeah, you know, that they've obviously got a big stake in Arsenal prior to them getting full ownership. I think it was 2018, but they didn't put a penny in prior to that. And I can at least understand that ish. I can understand the counter argument for that, but I'm still not happy with it. And then, you know, they've took full ownership. I'm sure it was 2018, and the amount that they've put out their own pocket, I think, is something like 150, 200 million spanning over the 10 years, like 8-10 years. And I think it might be even a little bit less than that. And that's not good enough. No. They hide behind this, by the way. They hide behind this, we're a self-sustaining model, and they hide behind that excuse purely just so they don't have to spend the money. We're a self-sustaining model, so, you know, well, we can't, can we? Because we're a self-sustaining model. Yeah, but you came in and said that we're a self-sustaining model now. So you've hidden behind your own reasons why you're not financing this football club.
Multi-billionaires, Aaron. Multi-billionaires.
And I also can appreciate the fact, and I always often make this argument as well, that they have adequately financed Mikel Arteta. They have adequately, not fantastically, adequately financed him to build a winning squad. And that's on Arteta, by the way. That's on Arteta, which we'll come to in a second. But they still haven't done enough. They also hired Mikel Arteta.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And do you know what? They also hired Mikel Arteta at the same time Carlo Ancelotti was free, but they let him go to Everton. They also must have realised that Arsene Wenger was finished before they did, because guess what? They let Pep go to City. They let Klopp go to Liverpool. Managers that were available while Arsene Wenger was clearly fucking finished. He was finished.
Yeah.
But they just went, oh, yeah, well, but that, you know, these world-class winning managers will come in and they'll ask us to do stuff. And that's what they did. They shied away from it.
Yeah.
So the owners, they are just not good enough. Yes, they've adequately spent, but they also, as I said, sanctioned the signing of Mikel Arteta, who is not good enough. He's not good enough. Why is it Mikel Arteta not good enough? Don't win anything. He wastes a lot of money. He don't either learn lessons or he doesn't learn them at all. It takes him too long to do it.
Yeah.
Look at the Bill Saliba. I always use this as my analogy. 2 years ago, when we nearly won the league,
Oh
and
yeah.
it went downhill after Bill Saliba got injured. Why haven't we signed a right back since? That was 2.5 years ago. Why have we
Yeah.
not signed a right side of centre back, at least for a bit of cover?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he say, oh yeah, but we signed Timber, so Ben White is versatile when he cover 2 positions. All right, Mr. Versatile. Then what about Ben White gets injured like he did do? You fucking not got cover in 2 positions. So the versatile argument can be flipped. But
Flipped.
everyone else doesn't only listens to it when it's good. Oh yeah, but we're all versatile. Okay, well if he covers 2 or 3 positions and he gets injured, 2 or 3 positions ain't covered for.
Ain't covered.
It's
Yeah.
not difficult, man.
Yeah. We're
And the
seeing that.
reason why he's at right back, Ben White, is because he's a shit centre back. It's not difficult. So
That gets an air horn. That gets an air horn. No, you're cooking, man.
what I'm
You're
saying.
absolutely cooking, bro. It's not. It's bang on, man. Just fact after fact, and you're absolutely right. Why have we not bought a proper? And he bought a centre back. We could say why is he not? But he's and that was another failed experiment, wasn't it? I mean, me personally, I think this guy is like the most fucking luckiest manager in world football, bro. Do you know what I mean? I honestly do. I think he's the most luckiest guy ever. But all right. Well, that's a little bit about that. We will get into more Arsenal talk and the rest of the football landscape, Liverpool winning the title, all of that stuff. But let's talk about you, my guy. It is Under the Lens. Let's talk about you and your channel, the type of shows that you do, mate. Anything that people can look forward to. I mean, we'll get what you got coming up at the end of the show, but just a little bit about yourself, the kind of shows that you do, mate, and your channel.
Yeah. Listen, man. Like I'm not gonna lie as well. There'll be some people that I've already said this to, and maybe some people ain't. So I'll get to it. I'm quite surprised I've got a YouTube channel. I really am. Like,
What?
and by that I mean, I was in school always too shy to read out in class the books. I just hated doing that thing.
Yeah.
I hated doing like anything on like camera, like drama and things. I was just always the guy that done it on the day. Do you know what I mean? I hated practicing things. I hated reading things out. I hated the sound of my own voice. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I also don't mind going out to the boozer and being the star and making everyone laugh.
Right.
When I do it on this, honestly, I've got a lot. Well, I like to hope I've got at least a bit better at it now. But it's so out of my comfort zone for things like this for me. I know. I mean, it still is a little bit like I used to play football at a decent-ish level for about 10, 15 years, and even then, like just like before the game, I'd get all like horrible like things in my. Do you know what I mean? I'd hate it. Second the final whistle went, I was switched on, tuned on. Bosh, let's fucking have a go. So yeah, I'm quite surprised. It's just how I sort of started it, bruv, was like I was going in the chats and that, and when I was writing sort of stuff, in the big chats, look, I totally get they've got their chats are pinging. Do you know what I mean, boys? They're pinging, isn't they? They don't read everything out. But then I was like, some of them do read stuff out. Do you know what I mean? You can get it and that. And I was like, wow, I'm writing quite a good, decent bit of shit here. Do you know what I mean? Like, and obviously they don't get read out, not because of any personal, because it's not the like Aaron in the chat show, is it? Do you know what I mean? They've got their own stuff to do. Totally get it. And then yeah, I was talking to Jez because I was going on his show, and he was like, "You should start your own show, mate." And then it's the first time it started switching on with me. I was like, yeah, but then I've got to go on camera, and then I've got to do that, and I really didn't like the thought about it. But then when I'd done it once, and I think it was Yeti, maybe I'm sure it was Yeti with Jez asked me to come on after I'd just come back from a football game, and I thought, do you know what, sod it. I'd had a couple of Dutch Courage pints in me as well. Do you know what I mean? I'd had a couple of Nelson Mandelas.
And
You know what I mean? So I was like, I was like, what then? Let's put the camera on, Chad.
Thank God, bro.
And yeah, I quite liked it.
Thank God, bro. I feel like you found it. I feel like you found it. So I'm sorry to just cut in. I'll let you keep going. But like, I feel like you found it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if you, a little bit kind of don't like to be kind of, the academic reading in school, but as you said, you're a bit kind of lively in the pub. So I think, once you kind of get over your initial, I think YouTube might be a nice balance. Do you know what I'm saying? And great chat that you got going. But sorry, I've interrupted you, but I think you found it, man. Don't ever doubt yourself, because thank God you've turned up, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, but I've always had self doubt, only because I expect myself to be I have got high expectations of myself. So when something don't go right, I do beat on myself about it. I'm like, why is it like this? Why I do that? And that's why I thought, wow, if I go into this YouTube thing and I don't like it, I'm like, am I going to be laughed at and taking the bit? It just all goes. And then when I went on there for the first time, it was like, no. I was like, all right, sweet, I quite like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then, like, I just thought, I like starting to just do my own content the way I do it, and some of it's similar to other people, some of it's quite different. You'll probably seen my Everything Wrong with Arsenal podcast and a load of other ones. Like
Yeah.
they're all heavily statistical based that take a lot of research to get it
That's
right.
brilliant.
It
Brilliant as well.
absolutely has to get that
What do
right.
you normally tell them, bro? Give them your famous line.
What one is it? They listen with their eyes.
They
Is it that
listen
one?
with
Yeah,
their
they
eyes.
listen with their eyes.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I
That
love
gets
that,
the air
man.
horn. They listen with their eyes, people. And I love all of that. And you're absolutely right, because ever since, and especially since I saw we were showing the stat about Odegaard's passing, and when I saw the 30% going backwards, that stuck with me ever since, bro. So sorry to interrupt you, but yeah.
No, you're good, man. But mate, it's madness, man, and that's why as well. Like especially on the Friday and Monday shows that I always do now regularly, they've got pretty good. I like sort of going through it, and I've done the Odegaard thing, and my sort of take on the Odegaard one, and it was only last Friday was Lee always says, and I like it. He always says he's a failed wonder kid, and then I was sitting there, I was thinking, why was he a wonder kid? So this is how my trail of thought goes. I'm like, all right, cool. Why is he a wonder kid? Let's have a look to see what constitutes him being labeled a wonder kid. So I put up all of his stats since he was about 14 years old, and he's shit.
Yeah,
It's crap.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just love going from it like that angles. If he was good, I'd have said he was good, because if I see shit, I'll say shit. If I see good, I'll say good.
Yeah.
Like there's never any agenda, and that's one of the things I wanted to make my channel based on. I'm
Yeah.
so totally open, and I promise if there's anyone in the chat, if someone wants to rival my opinion, I will 100% listen to you. And if you change my mind, I will on camera there and then, or at any other stage, go, oh shit, I think you're right there, mate. No problem. I don't. When I used to have my own loft conversion business, yeah, we had a couple of what do you call it, like a couple of young lads, labourers on and all of that. And I always used to say to them, I was like, don't ever be afraid to ask questions. Don't ever be afraid to say suggestions. And I always just say to them, if you suggest something to me that is gold, like you might say something ridiculously silly. Like if you suggest a good idea, I'm not going to shut it down because I'm the owner of the limited company. I want to listen to it.
Yeah.
So I'm never shutting down opinions. I just can't be asked to listen to stupid ones. Like, do you know what I mean? That come out the top gooners mouth. Do you know what I mean? On the repeat, because that's not just something they're saying. That's something they believe within their soul, and it's just I've got no time for it. Like it's ridiculous. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, big up, Miss Potts.
Legend.
Big up, Miss Potts.
Miss
Yeah, what a
Potts.
superstar of a lady she is. But yeah, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I sort of started finding my feet doing a couple of videos. And yeah, sort of from now, I've had the privilege of coming on channels like yours, like Shane's, Miss Potts. I've even had the privilege of coming on your boy Dan's.
Big up for him.
And with Touchline who's in the chat, and others as well. It's quite cool, man. I like, because I obviously watch a lot of YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
And then to be able to sort of go and have a little have a little conversation with a load of people is buzzing. And I love my channel now. It might not be the best, it might not ever be the best.
Bro.
But do you know what? It gives me a platform to just say stuff. And that's what it's all about, man. And if no one likes it, there's an X button at the top right-hand corner. Just press it. There's no digital gun to anyone's head. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but you'll find out though, my guy. It's like the moth to the flame. If the top gooners want to come and disagree with you, do you know what I mean? I get it all the time over here, but no, like I think you're doing great things. Like I said, definitely one thing that I've noticed is the level of engagement, the people in the chat, like brilliant. Not even got to the 1K yet. So make sure you guys, 14 of you in the house, make sure you head on over to Aaron Talks Arsenal and subscribe. So I know definitely you do the Call It Out show. Would you say that's probably one of your biggest shows? I mean, from the outside looking in, I'd say it probably is.
It's definitely one of, if not, my favorite.
Yeah.
It by a statistical standpoint isn't, because the Monday show supersedes it all the time.
Really?
With the OGs on there, yeah. I mean, it's helped 3 of the 5 or 6 times that we've done it. That Lee comes on, and he would have come on tonight as well, but he's obviously a little bit busy. But do you know what I mean? Yeah, they're two real shows that have both picked up. They're 2 different shows because the call-in show is like I love that because you get all the different personalities coming on and things like that. Yeah, I really enjoy that. But yeah, like it's sort of good where the Monday show was initially supposed to be like I wanted to try and make it more of like a let's talk about the whole weekend sort of action.
Mm.
But it's funny how an idea, whilst I think it's a good idea, and it's a show that I do want to do still, it just spiraled into like an OG sort of things. Like I was getting Shane on and CJB, Normski and Lee and Matty was coming on. I'm like,
Brilliant.
how much I want this show to be talking about football. It's just gone in a different direction and not in a good direction. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
different shows spawned out of it entirely. So yeah, I'm sort of buzzing with both of them. I don't know what I actually prefer, but one of the things I do know is them 2 shows on the old Monday and the Friday, they're going like that way, man. And
They are, man. They
I'm
are.
buzzing with them, man. Yeah, do you know
Oh,
what I
you
mean?
know, honestly, man, it's honestly like a breath of fresh air. Because I mean, there was, you know, at one point, you know, I'm probably a bit older than you. I was getting called the mixed race league gunner, so I'm just glad that, do you know what I mean? There's more people that, you know what I mean, that kind of feel the way I feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm passionate about the club. I want to be proved wrong. I want the club to win. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like we need more voices. We need more people like yourself, like Rashid, like Shane, like,
Yourself.
yeah, me, Gun Down, you know, like everyone, bro.
Yeah, I like
Jens,
Carl
fucking
Manning.
PJB, like legends. You know what I mean? I definitely want to get the Southern Gooner on here, Kenny Ken, just absolutely top legends. Do you know what I mean? That want right for this club. So no, you've done brilliant work, my guy. Definitely keep it up. You know, definitely the only way is up, man. You know what I mean? Keep doing those streams with Lee and everything. And yeah, only good things for you, mate. Only good
Cheers,
things.
brother.
So yeah, all right, we've done most of the general kind of questions I like to ask my guests. The chat's going mad. We got Touchline in here and Ian Wu, one of my regulars, Liverpool and Man United, so obviously they're going at it. Try and be respectful, fellas, please. You know, we have got a guest on. We will get into these we will get into the comments very shortly, guys. But bro, Liverpool's just wrapped up the title. You know, how you feeling, bro? I mean, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, not good. Literally, yeah. Like Lee had sort of put in a link for a couple of us yesterday and sent it out, and we went backstage with him yesterday, and it was funny because there was about 5 of us backstage, and all of us unanimously spoke over each other and went, "What a shit!" Like we all said exactly the same thing, just with slightly different sort of words. And
Variations.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, and yesterday was a dark day, bro. Like it was a dark day because I'm sitting there again 21 times in a row, 21 times in a row, seeing a shirt that doesn't have that on it
Yeah,
win the Premier League.
yeah,
And now I know again, we knew it anyway a long time this season, but then it's just like, again, we've got to wait another single year, like to just hope that we can win it because it's not, you know, you don't go into next season now annoyingly and go like last season when we did finish 2 points behind. I thought maybe with the right summer we can have a go at it again. We can have a go at it again. I'm not even anywhere near that this year.
no,
This year I'm thinking this is the change in what 1 year can do. Everyone, yeah. This year now I'm sitting there thinking if Arsenal have a bad summer or a summer like last summer, how far are we slipping? I'm not going into there thinking get the right 2-3 players in. Wow, we might win this league. I'm thinking, fuck man, if we don't get about 5 in that, all right, we're not going to finish in the top 4.
yeah, top fucking 6, top 8 battle. That's what I've been saying, and I've said it on here. Is you know, that's the one good thing about having YouTube is that most of it's documented what you actually say. Do you know what I mean? So people can go back on it, and that's good because I was going to ask you. Obviously, we had banter with a few Liverpool fans in the chat, and you know. But let's stop the banter. This is under the lens. You know, it hurts. It hurts like a fucking motherfucker. Do you know what I mean? It really does. I got Liverpool guys, some of my top guys. Ian Wu, he goes to the game. Paul Brady, they go. Do you know what I mean? They're top fellas, bro. And obviously, I feel like the rivalry's only usually with fans from London that support Liverpool and Man United. I don't know about yourself, but you know what I mean? Like, it hurts, bro. It hurts. Again, you know, Arteta, at the end of last season, because I've never believed in this guy, right? But the last couple of seasons, I was starting to look at what he's doing. I'm starting to respect what he's doing a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of believed towards the end of last season when we saw that fucking Premiership trophy at the carpet. I'm like, fucking hell, it's really come down to this one day. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he stood there after the game and said, "Don't let this be enough. You know, let the pain fuel you and all that shit." And then we go and have a summer like we've had. So that it leads me on nicely to, you know, what you feel that Montgomery Burter, because that's what I'm calling him. Yeah, we need him to release the hounds, bruv. You know, what you feel that Montgomery Burter is gonna kind of do or what he can do in a little bit of time he's got coming up, bro.
Well, we've got to challenge the system because Mikel, aka Prickel, aka narcissist, aka loser, aka specialist in failure, aka perfect eyebrows but want to punch him off his face, Arteta. Sorry about that. So basically, you know, he's had it his own way too much. He bullied Edu. Absolutely big up, bro. He got his own way with Edu. And guess what narcissists like him do? They will bully that and they will see his weaknesses like he did. And he just took over and eventually got the geezer out. We need a shake up in this system because he was a little bit too pally as well with Josh Kroenke. This Burter, what we do hope comes in, goes around and has a look around the training ground, sitting in the Emirates Stadium watching draw after draw after draw after draw. Yes, he's watched a good quarter-final victory over Real Madrid, but let's hope he watches another semi-final one win. Let's get that right. But he can't be double impressed with what he's seen. There is no way he walked around that training ground and went, "Wow, yeah, what a team littered with stars here, like they're going places." Or he either did think that, or somewhere near that, and then went, "Wow, all right, we've got some good players here. Why is this prick in charge of them?
Yeah.
Why has this geezer got this lot? Like, or how have we not won?" And then you're just looking around to Arteta and thinking, maybe that's why. He's not going to get his own way with Berta, will Mikel Arteta, because Simeone didn't get his own way with Berta. And I can tell you one thing, Simeone is a different level of manager and different level of anything to what Mikel Arteta is. If he can handle if he can handle Simeone, then yeah, he'll dog walk Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
And do you know what as well is I'm hoping that's the bridge. That's the bridge of a gap between the manager, the owners, and this manager. So he is almost like the delivery boy of news, almost as such. And I'll be more than that. But you know, like he'll actually go, "Yeah, wow, I'm a football person with a CV. What Mikel Arteta's doing on this training, and what or who he's trying to sign, or how he's playing this tactically to set up the game. Yeah, Josh, nah. Josh, do you know what, mate? Yeah, if he ain't here by October, November, if he ain't here by October, November, if he ain't here, if we ain't this, get him out."
And do you believe that? Yeah, because that's the I'm clinging on to the possibility that he could be kind of here to shuffle up the pack. We've already seen people leaving. Do you know what I mean? We've already seen a couple people letting go. You know, he's walking around the training with his arms crossed and that he don't look happy every time he's in the stand. So I'm really hoping that it's Montgomery Burter and you know the Cronkies give him what he needs to get going. But then that leads me into my next question, my bro. Say you've got 4 positions that you can fill. 4 positions, bro. No more, no less. You know, where do you think is going to be most important for us next season?
Striker. Has to be. It has been for the last 3.5, 4 years since Aubameyang's left.
Yeah.
Has to be that.
Yeah.
It can't be anything else. Like I appreciate, that you know, there's a lot of business to do, and I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But we need a striker first and foremost. We all know the striker we want. We all want Isak, but he just isn't attainable. He just isn't. Or he is for 150 plus, and we ain't doing that. We all know the striker, and his name's Victor Gyökeres. Now we all seen reports that he's available, maybe for 60 or 70 million. I don't know, but we all know that he's got a release clause of 85 million. June the 1st, 1 second past 00 -00 or .0, whatever that thing's called. You know what the clock is, yeah. 1 second past it on the 1st of June. There you go. There you go, Sporting. There's 80 million quicks. I think it's 85 million euros or whatever it is. There you go. There's your money. Right now, come on. come on, we're having a little chat with your man Victor over here.
Yep.
And then, do you know what I mean? Like, I would then be going, how much do you want? How much do you want? 200, 250-ish, you probably want, because he's not on that much of Sporting in the minute. There you go. All right, there you go, sweet. You're coming into London tomorrow, by the way, so tell your missus to fucking pack the bags, because you're coming. Get it done. Don't
Get
let
it
anyone else, don't let anyone else get that leg up.
Yep.
Just get it, job done. Could you imagine Arsenal Football Club within the first 2 weeks? Because I understand negotiation on the players' side may take a little bit of, and the process of transfers may take it, whatever. But could you imagine on the 14th of June and Arsenal come out and announce the signing of Victor Gyökeres? What a platform! What a springboard of a signing, and an intention that would be exactly right. The intention that would deliver out not only to just the rest of Europe, the rest of the Premier League, in terms of Arsenal might actually mean business, but to us, to me, to you, to the chat, we might sit there and think, okay, we mean absolute business. It would invigorate us. That would go, okay, well, we always want more because there's so much more left to do. But mate, starting that right, and that's what I think Bert is here to do. The reason why I would pay 15 million quid and then release clause instead of negotiate it, because we can't negotiate for love nor money. Why can't we negotiate for love nor money? Okay, well, even just last year, it took us 5-6 weeks to do the Marino deal. But at the start of the window, he only had 1 year left on his deal. He said he wanted to come to Arsenal. Real Sociedad said they wanted to sell him. Why did it take 6 weeks?
Yeah.
That's why I wouldn't want us to say 15 million on the geezer, because I think if it starts giving it to our negotiation teams, they'll probably take 10 weeks to do it.
Yeah.
And by that case, Real Madrid or Man United or Liverpool or whoever want him, that's got a bit of clout, will just go, oh, hey, there's an extra 5 million. Oh, Victor, what's that? Oh, here's an extra 50 grand. And then within 1 day, gazumped. Salah. Chelsea done it to us with Mudryk. Then they've done it to us a couple of times. Do you know what I mean? Could you imagine on the 6th week of negotiating to try and save 5 million with Victor Gyökeres, and Chelsea went, oh, actually, now we want him. Yeah, actually, we'll want him. Oh, how much you want Sporting? Here you go. Oh, how much you want Victor? Oh, how much you Arsenal offering you? Here you go. We'll put 20% on that. Oh, buy then. And now all of a sudden, you're looking then, who else are we going to try and get? Sesko, but he's already signed for someone else because you've taken 8 weeks to do this. Just pay the fucking money. Just pay the money.
Yeah.
80 million for a geezer of his pedigree ain't even loads anyway. It's not a huge dent on the bank. If you're willing to spend 105 on Rice, best believe it, they've got 80 million to spend on the striker that they so desperately need. So the striker is being number one. That's that. Do the summer transfer window like that. And then 2, we need a winger. We need a winger, bro. We need a left side. I like the fact that Martinelli's picked up a bit of a bit of form.
Yeah.
But on the back of Martinelli's strongest ever season for Arsenal, we still tried bidding 90 million for Mudryk, which tells me that Mikel Arteta still wants a left winger.
Yeah.
Exactly. Get one in. Ideally, one that don't mind going out on the left or the right, or it can sort of play both there. But either way, we need a winger. Get one in there, absolutely ASAP. We need a number 10 then, because heaven knows our Odegaard is not our creative spark. He just ain't. I've done his stats for an hour and a half last night, taking across his whole entire career. He ain't. Like, argue with my opinion all you want. You can't argue with the facts. It's just, what can you do about that? He just ain't creative. It's just not. He can be creative. Doesn't mean to say he is a creative player. He just isn't. You know what I mean? If you give me the ball, I can put it in the top bin probably 1 time out of 500. It don't make me a prolific striker, does it?
No.
You know what I mean? It just don't. It means I can do it every now and then.
Yeah. Law of averages, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just what he is. He just can be creative every now and then. We don't need an every now and then geezer. Look what Kevin De Bruyne had done for Manchester City. Like, right, he's come off now. That's only because of age.
He's been there
for 8 years. Bro. He's destroyed it every year.
Yeah.
He's won them numerous amounts of trophies with his quality because he's consistent at it. We ain't winning numerous amounts of trophies with Odegaard as our creative force. We just ain't.
Shoulder guard, yeah. So that's free. That's free.
Yeah, that's free.
Number 4, my bro.
We need a left 8.
Ooh.
Someone out there. It's either going to be that. It's either going to be depending on where if Thomas Partey goes. It depends. Let me have this. It depends where he wants to play Partey. If he wants to, Rice. If he wants to put Rice back in the 6, we need a left 8. If we wants to carry on playing Rice in the 8, we need a 6. So it all just hinges on that. And then of course that's my top 4. I believe if we was to get 4 players like that, that would massively improve Arsenal chances. But then let's not forget, we will also need to sign another centre midfielder because we'll possibly have Partey and Jorginho going. So there's your number 5. Oh, guess what? We've got Zinchenko probably leaving. Calafiori can't play there for love nor money. Yes, MLS is good there. Is it as long term? I don't know. And Kieran Tierney's gone for free. How mad is that? We'll probably need another left back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're at 7. Neto's going. Oh, good old Norbert. We need a backup goalkeeper. There's 8. I'll give you. I reckon we should, or what avenue we should go down for the backup keeper. I think we should get Kasper Schmeichel for that. Everyone keeps going, and I keep seeing this Garcia geezer, 25 million. If we haven't got truck ton of money to spend, why would we be spending 25 million on it?
Why? On a backup. I said that yesterday.
Kasper Schmeichel, sorry. Go get that geezer out of Celtic. He's probably got 3 or 4 or whatever left in him. You're probably going to cost you a couple of million. Do you know what I mean? It's just a no-brainer, or a signing like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of teams do that now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's obviously, we massively need that. I said earlier, right-sided centre-back. Absolutely massively need a right-sided centre-back. If we keep both centre-backs, I don't think we need a left one because I think he'll just keep Calafiori there. We don't need a right-back if Ben White stays. So I think, we're there about sort of cool with that. But they're about, don't get it twisted, there's about between 8 and 10 players we actually need this summer. Let's not discredit the fact that there's about 5 or 6 contracts that need me renegotiating, sorry. Let's also not forget there's about 5 or 6 players to sell. There's like 20, 30 different bits of business for this club. If we can do it in one fucking summer, I mean,
cooking on gas, bro. Cooking on gas, my friend. That's what I'm trying to say. So that leads me on to my next question, because I see this kind of rattled a few of the top gooners as well, my brother. So it's fair to say that we need a rebuild, right?
Yes. Rebuild 2.0. I done a stream about it in December and literally called it Rebuild 2.0.
Rebuild.
Because it is a rebuild.
Yeah.
Why is it a rebuild? Because we've got a squad at the minute of like 19 or 20 or whatever it is, ridiculous like that if you don't include the youngsters coming in, and we need to sign 10 of them, so half of them. Oh, and of members of that squad, about 30% of them need to leave, so that actually boosts. Like, it's a complete change.
Exactly.
You've got 20 geezers, 5 or 6 of them need to go. You need 10 new geezers in there, and you need to renew all the contracts. How's that not rebuild?
How, bro? Do you know? For me, I think it's because they don't want to admit that the process is not processing. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that we've sat on our hands, we've allowed ourselves to get in this position, and now it's such a massive job that they need someone like Berto. Imagine if they bloody hired Rosicki or someone. Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy has not got the competence. So I'm glad that you've said that, because I saw that come out. I think it was on Dan. Big up Dan Potts each and every time.
Yeah, man.
Love that channel. Big up Donna as well. She's still in the chat. Was it on there? I think Lee was on there, a gal, Christian, and he was really getting heated because he didn't want to accept. He was trying to call it a retool.
I was just going to mention that a second. I know that. Yeah, retool. Yeah, whatever. It's just like you're just changing the adjective. It means exactly the same thing. Like,
exactly the same thing.
Like, what? It's exactly the same thing. You can label it as whatever you bloody well want, or whatever, but it's still a rebuild.
Still a freaking rebuild.
Changing the describing name of it. That's all.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I think it was
this
just
is what these guys are like. Yeah, this is what they're like, my bro. Do you know what I mean? Anything just to kind of sleep better at night. You want to change rebuild to retool, rewire. It's the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, yeah, bro. I promise you this. We will see, and so far I'm fairly certain I am the first person to say this, and I've said it on numerous channels. We will now start seeing Berto building at 1.0. He's in phase 1. I'm telling you.
100%.
I guarantee you, we will see Berto phase 1 or 1.0.
We're already seeing Arteta with his 4.5.
That's what they'll swap it round to.
Bruv,
I swear to you, bruv.
What a cool. And you know what?
Yeah, but we're only in Berto phase 1.
Oh, that's such a cool. I'm going to let you come back in. But the reason why I wanted to quickly just jump back in is because it's such a great call. I haven't called it the same. I've just worded it, but not even worded it. I'm saying all of these new transfer stories that we're hearing, they can just regurge the same thing and just put Berta's people are looking at him, or because now Berta's interested. So it's exactly the same story, but now you can add Berta into it, and now it's new content. Do you know what I mean? That is such a great spot, man. Such a great spot. And of course, Aaron, astute as usual. Right, we have come up to 50 minutes. What I usually like to do is obviously try and get into the chat and see if anyone's got any questions for you. Then we can obviously end up with general thoughts. We've got PSG. I mean, we've got a massive game tomorrow. I don't want to talk too much because, you know, we're doing a build-up show as well. So, you know, but we will have a little touch on that. Let me just big up some of the people that passed through. Like I said, Ian was in the building. AK4 Pete, big yourself up, bro. I think it's the first time I've seen you over here. My bro, Shane Gooner, make sure you're going to subscribe to the legend. Check out Bruised Banana as well, Full Irish Breakfast. Paul Brady, congratulations, Liverpool fans in the chat. Big yourself up, but they're good guys though. I see them arguing. Big up Touchline. Like I said, let's just keep it nice and friendly, people. Big up 4-0 down, my bro. He said might as well change your channel to Aaron Talks Facts. Well, there you go. There you go. Listen, especially if you're my guys, make sure you're going over there and hitting subscribe. Let's get Aaron to 1K immediately. You know, like Top Boy Sully, immediately. Let's hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Hurry up. Big up Joseph. Top fella, glad you're over here showing some love, my guy. He's bigging up views on sport. Aaron Talks, yeah, absolutely, big yourself up. AK saying keep cooking. Everyone's showing some love. And then yeah, Ian Wu said rang in sit. There'll probably be a load of people taking days off in Liverpool. Big up Touchline Facts in the building. He's come in and he's he's tearing up the chat. You know, the old Man United Liverpool. I hear it, but like I said, let's just keep it nice and civil, people. Let's see if I think there was a question in here for you, my friend. I'm just trying to get to it. Big up Donna, man. Soon as I get out of this live, we're gonna get Donna modded up, man. Thank you for being over here, absolute legend. And go and check out the football's 12th man, people. Big up Touchline, Paul Brady. I'm pretty sure there was a question in there, my guy. Nearly there. Big up AFC always as well, man. Always, he's literally everywhere. Said breaking news: Saka has agreed a new deal at Arsenal. Right, okay, I'll stop there a little bit. What do you think about that? Because for me, right, obviously I want Saka to stay. He's our star boy, but there was a little bit in me saying to myself, has he not got any ambition? Like, I don't know. I feel kind of bad saying that because it's not like I want him to go. But you know, if that is true, and usually AFC is on point, you know, what's your thoughts on that, my bro?
I think if he didn't come through the Arsenal academy, he probably wouldn't have already done it. I think that's the only difference between the Magalhaes and Saliba and the rest of the boys.
Right.
That's probably the heart sign in the contract.
Yeah.
More than anything.
More than
I
anything.
wouldn't be surprised with that. Because like
isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no. And I'm obviously buzzing that Saka signed it, but that's the heart sign in that deal. Fair play to that. The other two, I reckon it would be a little bit naive, personally, like to sign that deal, at least until they've seen the summer business. Like, do you know what I mean? Because if I was Saliba and Gabriel, and you're wanted by various clubs for different reasons, where you know you're also gonna maybe even win more trophies and or get some more money or whatever. If I was staying at Arsenal and then listen to them explain to me as to why, what I would be saying is okay, so what's your plans? And obviously Mikel Arteta's going to lie, and then he's going to be like, yeah, well, you know, we now they've qualified for the Champions League, we're semi-final, we're going to win the Champions League. Yeah, don't give me that shit. Yeah. What I do want to see, what you lot do, come back to me with this contract offer on September the 1st when the transfer window's closed, because I will actually see the true intentions of your ambition once that window closes. Because if the window closes and we sign a left back and a central midfielder again, like we did last year, if I was Gabriel, I'd be going, yeah, Bill, what do you reckon, bruv?
Yeah, what do you reckon, mate?
We're out, aren't we? Yeah. Shall we piss off to Madrid?
I mean, like, yeah, absolutely. So. And you're absolutely right, my guy. You know, Magalhaes, Brazilian, Saliba, French, like, they're not Haaland. They're not, do you know what I mean? They're not Nwaneri. And so I did want to ask you about Nwaneri as well, you know, about his treatment, man, because I'm really upset about it. Do you know what I mean? And I said this the moment Saka is back, and I'm so happy that he has signed the contract. But like I said, there was a little bit in the back of my head saying, well, don't you want to go on and win things, mate? But at the same time, you know, let me put that to the side. We're happy that Saka's here, Starboy. But let's talk about Starboy 2.0, because I feel like he's being disrespected right now, my bro. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts on it are. What do you make of it all?
Well, with Neri, yeah, man, it's a strange one, isn't it? Why he just gets frozen out. Like I
Mm,
do sort of understand, he's still got a lot to do, but like I said this on Lee's last night, and I will say it again. He's a number 10. He's been playing out of our position, but when you're a youngster like that, like you just take playing wherever.
of
So
course.
he's doing the right thing. He ain't a right winger, but you just get them minutes in, didn't you? Your experience. But Mikel Arteta, you know what he's like. He's demanding of his players. He makes them track back. You, brother, views, anyone in the chat, can anyone tell me the last number 10 that was an elite level 10 or world class 10 that was main quality was tracking back?
I need to get the cricket
Tumbleweed.
sound. Yeah, I need to get the crickets. I need to get the cricket sound effect, you know.
Do you know what? I'll make it real easy for everyone. There ain't
What?
one.
There ain't. Yeah.
One don't exist. Do you know why? Because all the number 10s have got 10 other mugs to do all the dirty work for them. They've got a number 6 or a number 8 to do the mug work for them.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
you worry, son. We'll cover your legs. You just concentrate on the magic going that way. But we don't. We're just like, yeah, just run yourself into the ground, come back. And he shouted at Nwaneri for it. I'm sitting there thinking, why don't you just leave the geezer alone? Let him do what he's got to do.
Yeah.
He as a 10, their job ain't to be winning, intercepting balls in their own box. It's to be terrorizing and making balls in the oppositions.
Exactly. Let them off
Just
the
let him
lead.
do his one. Yeah, let him off the lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
He will probably not progress as quickly as his natural talent suggests he will under this manager.
Aaron is cooking. And do you think that leads me on to my next question? Because I was going to ask, and Shane says this a lot of the time as well. It's down to the manager, right?
Yeah. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. It's down to the manager to play him or not to play him, to play him correctly, to set a team around certain players. And we know this manager can't do that. He can't man manage. He can't in-game manage. Can't squad build. What chance has a world-class potential youngster got coming through under this geezer? Well, I mean, I'm not saying it might not happen, but I'm saying is he will probably do all of his best to be pulling them down.
Yeah.
Instead of shooting all the way up to the top. He'll
'Cause
be holding them down.
Holding them down. Because loads of people, as soon as we
He's
heard
an
that,
anchor, mate. He's an anchor for world-class players. He's an anchor. Just holds them all down.
Yeah, no, and that was another point.
And and I'll tell you what, he's something else that rhymes with anchor and all. Yeah.
He's always got the
get that right.
Yeah, let's get that right. Mic drop moments. But yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to say, because obviously a lot of Arsenal fans and the Arsenal fan base, we're going on about who we might get in the summer, this player, that player. But what's he going to do with them? You know, I'm scared that he's going to mess them all up. You know, because he's a square. You know, was it square pegs round? I don't even know what the saying is. He's one. He's one of those guys. If you need to come into the club and say, "Oh, I play in goal," and he might play you up front. So that's another thing for me. It's all onto this manager, man. And I think him. I mean, all right. Let me not put words into your mouth. What do you think is the single biggest problem at this club this season?
Yeah, it's 150% the manager. It has to be the manager. Can't not be anything else because he's in control of everything.
Yeah.
He's so narcissistic. He wants to be number one at the club. But guess what? When you're number one at the club and their things ain't going right, that's who we're going to focus it on. So we're going to direct the blame to. It's you. It's him.
100%.
I reckon this squad. Let me have a little think. Just quick. I reckon this squad this season, exactly the same squad, managed under a different manager, probably would have at least won maybe the Carabao Cup.
See, you're reading my mind. You're reading, because that was what I was going to go on to. If we had a competent manager with the same group of players, he would obviously get more out of it. So, like great minds think alike. Yeah, great minds think alike. Brilliant. Thanks for that. Big up Donna Potts. She's saying, ignore the Muppets. They are not forced to watch your free content. Keep doing what you do. Jealous trolls hound successful people. It's their issue, not yours. Well said, Donna. Well, and definitely keep doing what you're doing, because definitely making a splash. I think Shane's making a splash. He's like a encyclopedia on football. Do you know what I mean? So big up Shane. He's bigging up Donna each and every time. Like, we've got a nice community. That's what I'm trying to build over here. Like I said, big up my guy Tops T Chanzo. You might see him on all the fan reactions. I had him on Under the Lens recently as well.
Yeah, he's a geezer,
top fella. Just hit over 2,000 subs, so go and show him some love. Big up Terrence Knowles. He's saying, afternoon, gentlemen.
Evening, Dada.
Yeah, right. Can I try convincing Aaron to support Chelsea? I don't think you can, mate. Big up Morris fan, Minawi. But I think it was him that had a question for you, so I will get there. Big up Shane. Yes, I know. And I think Ian. Listen, Ian. I apologize. Like these are my guys, bro. Like Liverpool, Man United, though. Innit? What can I do? What can I do? AFC saying Simeone is a pit bull. Arteta is a sausage dog. Absolutely. Absolutely. Morris fan is saying, yo, Aaron, deal or no deal? Arsenal win their first UCL this season, but they lose Saka and he is sold to Chelsea/Spurs for free. Deal or no deal? That's a wild one, isn't it? So we win our first UCL this season, but we lose Saka and he's sold to one of those two clubs for free.
I'm not taking it. I'm not. I wanted to give it a proper thought.
Right.
I'm going to stick with my initial gut feeling. No, I wouldn't take it purely because I reckon if we was to sign 3 or 4 top players and sprinkle around some other little players and additions and brought in a top manager, I reckon we could get that anyway. Facts. Without having to live with the possibility of watching him
of losing
Chelsea or Spurs for 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, losing Saka for a free.
Yeah, I wanted to give the question the respect. Why
big yourself up, Aaron. I appreciate that as well.
But no, I reckon I reckon we keep him and build a proper team around him. Yeah,
absolutely, man.
Just with a different geezer.
Yeah, no, that was a great question, though, man, and I think well answered. I like the fact that you didn't just jump straight in there. You know, that's YouTube for you. You know, so
and guess what? Sorry, Morris, as well is you can try convert me to Stamford Bridge, but yeah, it's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Big up to you, though, bruv. But yeah,
I've been to Stamford Bridge once in my life, right? Tory Andre Flo was playing for them. I got fucking stuck in the lift. I'd never go back to that stadium again. Stuck in the lift for 2 hours, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
Where was he from? Was he not from Norway as well? Was
he?
Or somewhere like that,
or Spanish or Scandinavian, something like that. Tory Andre Flo, man. And do you know what he was doing? He was hitting the crossbar from the halfway line in the build up to the game. It was a sick game. I think they were playing Everton. It was a 1-0 win. Big up Tony, though. Hammers Football TV, West Ham fan. Big yourself up, fella. Did Under the Lens with him recently, so go and check that out. Also, to his channel. Yeah, big up, man. Appreciate that. Big up AFC, always in the building. Like I said, I'm just going past these guys. Big up Touchline, though. Big yourself up, man. Big up Ian Wu. Big up Paul Brady. We'll let them have their little Liverpool United banter. Yeah, we got another deal or no deal from Morris. Big yourself up. Was that Man U win a treble ×2 in a row, but their players under 21 plus will be given to LFC for free? Oh, this must.
I mean, that one's for me. Yeah,
I don't think that one was for you. Big up Hisham.
That might be for Touchline.
Yeah, I think it might be for those guys. You know, having their little in chat beef. But big up everyone. Big up Hisham. The first time I've seen you around here. Make sure you hit the subscribe to both channels and hit the like. Big yourself up. Tony's bigging up Afternoon Terrace. Thank you, mate. Enjoyed it last night. Big yourselves up. Static in the building as well, my friend. Big yourself up each and every time. Like I said, big up AK. Make sure you're subscribing to him. I'm pretty sure he does content. Let me just see if there is any other kind of question. Oh, here we go. Hisham, do you think Arsenal will win the Champions League, Aaron?
Will I think is in like, no. Do I think we can win the Champions League? Yeah. No, I do. The will, is obviously thinking that we will actually win it like that. Yeah, I can't say that because, well, I mean, there's obviously 3 massive games to go, and I reckon we're 51% favourites to go through against PSG. Maybe at this minute. Obviously,
that will change. Yeah, that's obviously going to change. Hopefully, everything's all right. It should sort itself out in a minute. Hopefully. We've got a little freeze here. I'm all right. So hopefully it ain't on both sides, but hopefully that will sort itself out in a minute. Big up Static. He's bigging up the live chat. Paul Brady's bigging up Static. Like I said, man, I apologize to anyone who's been annoyed and had to leave. I think Ian did. So let me see if we can't get that out the way, and then maybe he'll have to come back in just so we can finish up. Big up Shane Gooner. Like I said, make sure you're subscribing to my bro, man. Full Irish breakfast, doing things. Bruised Banana, catch me there Thursday. Could get any four players. They said, I knew it. Could get any four players in the world, and it would make no difference with this guy in charge. And that's what I was trying to get from Aaron. That's what I was trying to get from Aaron. Hopefully, we can get him back. So there we go. There we go. There we go. Not sure, bro. We've been having technicals all day, ain't we? Do you know what I mean? It's one of those days, my friend. But
The
no.
mutants got me, partner.
Do you know what I mean? But big up, man. Big up Shane as well. Yeah. No, and this is why I had to ask Aaron, because that's what I think as well. With this guy in charge, square pegs, round holes. Do you know what I mean? Statics bigging up views, bigging up Aaron. Hopefully, Big Berta can get things started immediately. Exactly. And look, and the AFC said today that Saka signed a new contract. These are things that we don't need the transfer window for. Yeah, players that are on release clauses, you can get everything lined up so that soon as the transfer window open, as you said, we're ready to strike. So yeah, you know, this is what Berta should be doing now in the time in between time, doing everything that you can be doing to make summer a better, you know, a better proposition for us. Big up AK said, I think Berta will be more of a yes man, unfortunately. But I hope I'm proven wrong. What do you think of that, mate?
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. No, there's no way he could have been a yes man at Atletico under that manager and regime. No way. I would have bet there'd have been loads of behind closed doors feuds with Simeone. But I mean, ultimately, it worked a lot of the time. Look at the signings that they got; they've still done well domestically. They fought back into that monopoly of Atletico and Barca, didn't they? And they managed to make themselves competitive for a long time, winning stuff, Champions League finals.
Big facts.
He's done excellent, and the signings that he's made there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Lee always says it as a stat. Is it something like in like the 10 or 12 years he was there, he had like £100 million like spend over that time or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Unbelievable, yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, no, and I think that as well. I'm hoping that he's not, but I'm starting to lean more towards the fact that he's not, just from his demeanor, just from the fact that I haven't seen them two together a lot of the time. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, you know, and the fact that Arteta's already trying to shift the excuses onto him. Oh, what's happening with the contract? Oh, you got to ask Berta. What's happening with Party? You got to ask Berta. Good. So then when he does something good, then we can say you've got to look at Berta. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm kind of with you on that one, mate. I feel like he's not quite a yes. I'm hoping that he's not, but I'm leaning more towards we might see some change. Big up Static. He said, views, Aaron, I'm still waiting for the news on Ethan and MLS as their contracts expire at the end of June. And this is this June. What do you make of that? I mean, I've heard talks of Ethan getting a new 60 grand a week deal.
I think that's done, isn't it? I'm sure.
I thought it was done. I thought it was done.
I'm sure that's done, but I mean that's the amount of money that they should sort of be on. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna have interest, obviously, you know, so you're gonna have to give them some sort of dough. But I'm glad we're not going over the 100 marks because they just don't deserve that yet. I've always sort of been a thing of like, give them 50, 60k a week, and then next season, if you have another season like you are MLS, we'll give you 80 or 90, and copy and paste. You do it again, we'll give you another 50 grand. Do it again in the same year, we'll give you another 50 grand. I don't care about giving them pay rises every season. If they repeatedly keep doing it, then they earn it.
Do
you know what I mean? But you look at what we've done with Martinelli. One good season under Unai Emery, we give him 35k, no problem. And then that season, he goes to 70k. One good season under Mikel Arteta, and you give him 180.
180 grand. It's unbelievable, bro. You know, like what's that? You know, there's a hole in your bucket. That song. That's what it reminds me of Arsenal, because we're just pissed. And that also brings me to the next question. Like, do you think we've even got any pull to get some of these world-class players? Because I feel like we're overpaying, you know, average players to come to the club, mate.
Yeah, and or keep them, innit? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it just is all sort of depends, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, like we're gonna be paying. You know, if you want world-class players, you're going to be paying world-class prices and world-class wages anyway. I just hope Berta's got the pull, because I think the gig's up a little bit with Mikel Arteta. He lies to the players to get them in the door, doesn't deliver every single season, and they're just like, oh, all right then. So, do you know what I mean? Maybe with Berta coming in there and sort of taking a bit of control over that and being like, forget what he said. This is what I'm saying because I'm here now. But I'm just hoping that does give us a bit more of a pull. You know, we've seen we are willing to pay the wages and, you know, and the fees. But where's them world class players at? Where are they? I don't know. The last world class player was fucking Sanchez.
Yeah, they said they were going to give us sprinkles, bro. Like, where is it? second year in the champs. Like, you know, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then I was going to ask you a little bit about the Deckers transfer before I get back into the comments quickly, because I feel like if you're going to make a transfer like that, don't then let it affect you for the next like 3 years. Do you know what I mean? Because we're still paying it in installments.
Yeah.
You know, why have we not built around this guy, Aaron? Like, what are they doing?
They're playing him in every other position every 5 minutes, Declan Rice. That's what I mean. I don't know. What they need to do is establish very, very, very quickly: is he a number 6 or is he a number 8? Because I want to know. Like, to be fair, I think he's a number 6, but he has been playing a little bit better at that number 8 recently. I must admit, even though I don't think it's his preferred position, he has been playing well there.
Yeah.
He just has been, and I can understand the scope for his growth there. If he does keep on playing like that, then maybe there isn't any reason as to why he can't be. But we need to figure out, like I said in the summer with my transfers, you know, I was like, if he's going to be a 6, because then we need a left 8. If he's going to be the left 8, then we need a 6. We need to figure this out very, very, very quickly. Because gone is the year that we know we're experimenting, we're figuring things out. I'm sorry, if we've been managed for 5.5 years by the same geezer, I expect it to be figured out 2 years ago. Why are we still learning?
What
Why do we
happened
still
to
have to
all
figure
these
stuff
plans?
out?
Yeah, exactly. What happened to all these plans? And you know, you got transfer windows in advance. Plan like it's obviously lies, as you said.
Yeah.
It's obviously lies.
I said this last night and all. Yeah, I was like Tomiyasu, and I can't think who it was. It might have been Ben White and someone else came out after 2.5 years, whatever, been a club. It was like, oh yeah, you know, it's taken 2 years for us to learn this system, but we've learned it. Okay, that's cool. So if it takes 2 years to learn Mikel Arteta's system, why do we fucking change it every year then?
You know, mic drop moment, because that's what I'm scared of, and I've said it a million times on here, bro. Like, we might even get a whole new way of playing next season, a whole new formation. Do you know what I mean? So where's the continuity? That's what I'm trying to say about the manager. So we're just seeing like big problems. Do you know what I mean? Big problems, man. But great spot as always. Big up my bro. Don't waste the trip. And he corrected me the other day, because I thought it was don't waste the tweet, but it's don't waste the trip. Big up Gary. Big up Touchline. Big up Broski BBK in the building. Catching the live 4 a.m. settings. Big up the gang. Yeah, that's man over in Texas. Big yourself up, bro. 4-0's bigging up all the people coming in. Let's see if there's any more questions. Into the box. Hope you're well today, bro.
Big up, bro.
Hope you are good. Make sure you guys are going to subscribe to him as well. He said, views, Aaron, my mistake. It appears that Ethan Wanyet did sign the contract extension this month, or last month, sorry. Yep. His new contract expires in June 2030. Okay. Little bit of a death row contract, but I don't mind that, you know, because just don't fuck up his career. That, you know, for me, that's a sackable offense. Yep, he said Aaron's saying big up. Just trying to 18 likes. Big up everyone. Views. Did you get to go to Wembley this weekend? No, I didn't. I'm normally there with Philosophy Football. None of that. What I am hoping for, obviously, the FA Cup final. I'm pretty sure they were talking about the playoffs, League 2, League 1, Championship. I'm doing the Spurs, you know, so I'm gonna save up all of my phlegm and just like loogie it up. I'm doing that on Wednesday, so there will be another vlog coming. So I will be in the Shite Art Stadium on Wednesday. But yeah, big up, Static. He's saying Aaron facts. See if we can get to the end here, because I feel like I'm missing loads of them. My apologies. Into the box is bigging up everyone. AFC is bigging up everyone. AFC said Wenger with a Zimmer frame would get us over the line here when we were 8 points clear. Well, even Wenger in his last however many years, how many FA Cups did he win?
7, I think.
And that was meant to be in his dark times, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
98,
was it 5?
2002, 2003, 2005, 13. No, sorry, 14, 15, 17. So yeah, 7. Yeah.
Look at that. Right off the fucking top of the nugget, mate. Make sure you're going to subscribe to Aaron Talks Arsenal, mate. Yeah, for shit like that. And to also see with your eyes, yeah. But big up AFC always. Big up Hisham again. He said, when will Arsenal win the title? do pigs fly, mate? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. What do you think? Do you think Arteta needs to be sacked? Well, we have kind of been speaking about it. I know we've got to it late, but I always try and let the guests have most of the time to find out about them. But, you know, to answer this, my brother, what do you reckon?
Yeah, man. It's I don't. If let's go again. Mikel Arteta is in charge next year, or it won't be next year that we win the title. Mikel Arteta sees out his contract, it won't be for 2 years that we win the title. He's not winning the title. I just don't think it. I want him to. Of course, I want him to win it because it means Arsenal win the title, not Arteta win the title. I'll be celebrating for Arsenal, not for him. I don't care about Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
For what? I don't really care about anything as long as there's trophies delivered on there. Do you know what I mean? Odd how Arteta's one of our greatest managers if he won the last 2-3 league trophies in the spin. No one else has done it before. Do you know what I mean? I'd have gone, yep, one of the greatest managers of Arsenal. Yeah, if we'd done the 3 and then won a trophy there. But there you go. And I still don't really like him. I want him to win. We just don't win.
Yeah.
I don't want him here.
Yeah. It's simple as that.
It literally does come down to as simple as that. I just sort of hope that he will start the league in charge next year. There's no doubt in my mind he will be in charge of Arsenal Football Club next month. No doubt in my mind. What I do hope is that now Berta's here. If we're in October, 2 months into the season, and say we played, I don't know how many games I played, 8-10 games, and we're 5 points behind the leaders already, minimum. And do you know what I mean? And then the campaign or whatever, it's got to be gone. Like Berta's then just got to go. Look, man, like Manchester City and Liverpool have already 5 points ahead of us already. Like the clubs, everyone else has been competitive. Like we just need to start making some changes here. And then I just sort of do hope that the new man can come in, and obviously just maybe win us a trophy in one of the domestic cups until next season we get sorted out. Then.
Rivals, obviously called the Paella Pulis are Spanish Brendan Rodgers. Would you agree with that?
What's that? Sorry, Paella, Spanish Brendan Rodgers. Yeah, well, he is, isn't he? He is. He's just a nearly man, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And he plays like Pulis. It's crap football. It just is. It's crap football.
Yeah.
When was I'll tell you what? Like I left the Emirates Stadium this year after watching full 90 minutes of us being good against Man City and Real Madrid. I was actually really happy walking out the stadium after them.
Yeah.
We had a good half against Nottingham Forest, a couple of good halves here and there. But it's just like you walk out and you're like, yeah, it was all right. Like so 2 times in the last 12 months I've walked out the Emirates Stadium happy. I'm sorry, it's nowhere near good enough.
Not good
nowhere
enough.
Near good enough.
Yeah.
I'd leave. Well, I wouldn't leave happy. But if we got beat by a big team, but we were scintillating and were just unfortunately bested by a moment or whatever, I'd walk out the stadium and go, do you know what? I don't like losing, but sometimes someone's just a little bit better. I'd take it on the chin. Do you know what I mean? But this, we're drawing games and we're crap.
Yeah,
it's crap.
Crap.
You're walking, it's just deflating, isn't it?
And the atmosphere as well against Crystal Palace, because Dan Potts, another, a guy who goes regular as well, he's come out and said sometimes it's on the fans as well. Like, that atmosphere at Crystal Palace at the Emirates was fucking rubbish. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe the players have got to give them a little something to cheer about. But at the same time, maybe it is an effort from everyone else. But we're just being a reflection of what we're seeing from the team, in my humble opinion. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
100%.
Big up Shane Guna. He said Rice is a good 8, but he's a world-class 6. Simple as that. His recent good performances have come in Europe, where he's been used in a double pivot. But yeah, I'm always calling for that double pivot. Let me try and just get through some of these as we try and round it out. Big up, he said 100% Norwegians hate Odegaard. Yeah, they do, bro. They do. 3 FA Cups in his last 5 years, 7 in total for Arsene Wenger. So in his last 5 years, he's still pissing all over Lego Head. Do you know what I mean? Eric Ten Hag can piss all over Lego Head. It's not bloody hard, is it? Eddie Howe, for God's sake. Even Crystal Palace are in the final. Anyway, let me not go off into too much tangent, bro. Hey, bro, I start getting mad, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking smashing shit on the floor. What the fuck's going on? Big up AFC. Next year marks 140 years, Arsenal Football Club. And imagine if Spurs win the Europa and we don't win this champs, they will have more bloody European heritage than we do. Like, it's crazy. It's fucking mental.
Not even worth thinking about. It's that.
Oh man, but you know what it is? I got a couple Tottenham fans in some of the groups, and they're like, they're starting to poke their head out a little bit now. Do you know what I mean? Because they're quite confident they can get into that final. Let me just see it right. So no more questions. Right. So let me we'll start to obviously close down now, but let me ask you about a few things. Like I said, we're not going to talk too much about the PSG game because we are going to be doing a build-up show. But, bro, no Thomas Partey. The big thing that a lot of people are talking about is who goes in now. I think it's pretty obvious to us, but I've got to ask you, mate, what would you do and what would you think Arteta's going to do?
I would like assuming say obviously like a Marino's fit. Well, yeah, I would I'll put Zinchenko there and just put
Mm,
Rice at the 6 purely
mm,
because Mikel Arteta on his own volition just decides to destabilize positions for fun anyway. We can't put MLS out of his position because whatever left back comes in, I would like Tierney there, but we know he's not going to play Tierney. He just will not play Tierney there. I think that would be a really good thing to do, MLS there and put Tierney there, but he's not gonna do it. He won't. So that's why I'm saying it. Let's just rule that out.
yep,
So we might as even pretend that Tierney don't even play for the club because like you
basically.
might as well just put that in there. I don't want us to then got under the assumption that he will not play Kieran Tierney, move MLS out of that left back position because whoever goes in there is massively not going to be good enough. And at least we need someone who's held that position down quite well to face their wingers. Leave him alone. And then with Marino, if he's fit, I just don't see what the point in bringing him back is in there. He's been all right as an emergency where he is being up top. I don't know why you'd break that down. You'd say that Trossard's been in sort of goodish sort of form, so I
Mm,
can accept maybe the other side of it. But also, Mourinho's been shit in midfield. So like, I would just rather play Zinchenko there because when he's played there, he's actually not been too bad.
he's
I
been good.
just think it just stop destabilizing stuff. Do you know what I mean? Just put in Zinchenko there, like, and just at least maybe then it's one position rather than just moving things around. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we'll put this to this there, and all of a sudden,
Hate that.
yeah, all of a sudden you've got everyone's in their wrong position because you're trying to fill
Yeah.
one suspension.
And
You
I
know,
always say it's like we're playing against everyone, other teams, the refs, and we're also playing against Agent Arteta because just like
mm,
you said, when one player out and he reshuffles the whole deck, and then we detrimentally are messed up. If you put Party at right back, there's no overlap. He's not going to play Kieran Tierney at left back because he don't invert. So you're absolutely right. I wouldn't mess up the apple cart bringing something that's working up front. And as you said, because he's absolutely rubbish in midfield, I still say that. Everyone's like, "Oh no, he had a good game there." I'm saying, bruv, stop it, bro. Like he plays up there. That's where he does the best job because he does the false nine. He drops in, Skelly inverts. Now that three's turned into a 5, and you overrun the midfield. Like so, but yeah, I agree, man. If it weren't going to be Zinchenko, me personally, I probably would have done like maybe even Odegaard in the 8 and Zinchenko in the 10, and then maybe bring on Ethan Wanyeri to kind of supplement that or whatever. But we know
yeah,
what Arteta's going to do, and I think he's going to play Trossard. And what I didn't like about Trossard, even though we got three
yeah,
goals in 2 games,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, he done very well, but he was dropping way too deep, mate. I don't know if you watched him, but he was lower than Odegaard at certain
Can't be
points. I'm
doing
like,
that.
this meant to be our striker. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Can't be doing
Uh,
that. But just again, we've signed all these players and don't play them in their positions. We've
yeah,
like we don't. We've got like 10 different strikers over the period of the club, and none of them are a striker. We've played up there. Do
it's
you know what I mean?
no
It's ridiculous.
sense. Yeah,
When are
no
we just going to
sense.
sign a striker to play there? But
No
why?
sense, man. Yeah,
Why?
it's absolutely criminal. So yeah, no, I did want to obviously ask about that because we have got the big
Yeah,
game. But like I said,
big
we
game.
ain't gonna do too much talking because we've got build-up shows coming up. What have you got coming up, my guy?
Later on today, I've got my Monday show 9:30.
Hey,
DJB sadly can't make that one because this is a boy's birthday. They're going out and doing some bits. But I will be joined by not Kenny. I will be joined by Shane. I will be joined by Matty. I think Matty Southern Goon is coming on,
big up.
and Normski. I'm sure
Wicked.
they're the heads that were on there. So yeah, that's another good one. And you've also can't miss what I'm going to be talking about in terms of the manager because I'm going for a statistical mudding again.
Hey, and we
It's
all
nearly
love
finished.
those. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
all love
yeah, yeah.
those. Yeah, we all love those, bro, because I know it takes you a lot of hard work, you know what I'm saying? But I think it drives the point home. So that's brilliant. So we've got the Monday show today. So all roads lead to that show,
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Make sure you're all checking that out. And
And then we're together, aren't we? Me, you,
yeah,
and Shane again. We're doing a little
a little
PSG
build up.
preview. I think that's what's that like? After
12:30, I
something
think.
like that on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
There or thereabouts.
12:30, something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So definitely make sure people are coming to follow that. And
Yeah,
we've got a couple of bits coming up as well. I've got like a Champions League halftime stat of play thing coming up on Thursday. My call in Friday.
wicked.
I'm going on with Judge Mo fucking I think about 11:30 after the Champions League game to give him a little thing straight off the bat after I leave the stadium. I think I'm going on
Hey.
Never Found It Wednesday. I've got there's loads of crap coming up, man.
Yeah, man. So
Just
it's all
quickly to
going off,
say loads
man.
of stuff.
It's all
Yeah.
going off
Otherwise,
for
I'll be
Aaron,
all
man.
day. Yeah.
Hey, brilliant. No, it's brilliant to see you getting about as well, man, because it's not easy. And, you know,
Yeah.
obviously we're all trying to work hard and get to where we want to get to. So it's good to see that you're getting noticed. Good to see that you're getting the traction now. And let's get Aaron to 1K, people. Yeah, link will be in the description.
Man.
Let's get him up to 1K. Let's make sure we go and check out his show. And, bro, it's been a blast, mate. It really
Yeah.
has. It's been a blast, man. Let's give Aaron the old round of applause as we usually do. Under the Lens. Make sure you're going to subscribe to my brother. You know what I mean? Building up a great community over here. And it has been a pleasure, man. Honestly.
Thank you for having me on, bro. I loved it, man. Really good.
Sorry I couldn't have your background today, bro, but you know, technicals and all that shit. But just happy to get you on. It won't be the first time or the last time. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We'll definitely get it done again. Big up Staticky saying views. Aaron, great show, guys. Keep up the good work, both of your channels, man. Absolutely, man. Brilliant. Big up AK as well. Wicked, man. So yeah, people, look, make sure you go and check out Aaron later on. Hit the notification bell, subscribe over here, subscribe over there. This has been Under the Lens with Aaron Talks Arsenal. Peace, everyone. We will see you soon, everyone. Peace.